duke it out amongst yourselves. All right, so go ahead and you'll come up. You'll announce your piece and your name and go from there. Any questions? You know how this goes. All right. Okay, awesome. Tell me what you love about this song. Isn't it fun, that first line? It's like, Mozart was crazy. Drop an F-bomb in here. Go ahead.
What I love about this song is that it kind of translates into why anyone would want to express themselves musically. So just everything else goes away when you sing, everything else goes away when she plays Mozart. So like, that really spoke to me the first time I saw this show.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
So you feel like you can relate to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think we all can at times, right? Okay. So this piano bit at the beginning,
mm-hmm.
obviously Cody's playing it, but you are playing it.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So obviously I think it would be lame to kind of play it, but when you are playing, or when she's practicing,
Mm-hmm.
how does she feel about that?
How does she feel about like playing?
Well, right now I think she's like practicing and it's kind of like absent-minded. Maybe, I don't know. Well, how do you want her to feel at the very beginning during this intro? How are we setting up the song?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you really into it? That's what you have to decide.
Kind of just like practicing.
Okay,
And like
it
she's
is
just kind of just like thinking, well, like that's her thought, like this is her stream of consciousness when she's talking, so or like singing, I should say.
Nice. Okay, I like that. So you're already kind of getting at your like stream of consciousness and I can't even talk anymore. Going with the flow. So then when you actually start talking out loud, it has to be a continuation of whatever you were feeling before.
Okay.
So I'm saying set your intention of what you're going to be feeling or portraying when you sing. And let's go ahead and have that from the get-go. Tell me technically, what sort of challenges did you feel technically singing this just right now?
Oh yeah, I like when I for whatever reason like get nervous, my legs start to shake, and like I've performed before, but I was like, whoa, felt nervous just a second ago. So that just happened. So
Does that happen to anyone else?
You're like, I got this, and you stand up and you're about to sing, you're like, whoa.
I have news for you. Those nerves will not go away. Those nerves are part of performing, and I think actually they're a very necessary part of having that adrenaline. So what was your thought when you were like, holy shit, my legs are shaking?
I was like, and I need to like bend them right now.
Okay.
Just like a little bit, and then like.
I like that. So you're trying to think of what to do with it, because sometimes I think we try to just like tell ourselves, calm down, calm down, and instead of telling yourself calm down, let's go ahead and use it. Okay, I like where you're going with that. So your nerves are kind of an issue. Tell me what else technically is coming up for you.
So like technically,
I actually thought the ending was in a much better place
than the beginning.
So tell me what you felt at the beginning.
I think because of those nerves, that it's just like not as into it as I was intending to be. So that's when the intention got lost. But then as like I started to move into it, I felt like, okay, I know where I'm going.
Okay, cool. Come on, it's all good. So one thing I noticed was that you didn't seem ready on the ground. And some of that, it's like, we're nervous, I'm like, distracted. So let's give ourselves time to use that energy and breathe a little bit early. You have this whole measure right before you come in. And so if you felt, because you haven't rehearsed with Cody before yet, right? Okay, so let's say Cody went like way faster than you planned or way slower. That happens in auditions sometimes, does it not? Here you have a whole measure to kind of give yourself a second to breathe, and then you can show your tempo right from your inhale in. Okay, so we have a couple things going on. I want you to emotionally set up the beginning, and then I want you to, let's say we put that emotion in the way we breathe. Okay? That's kind of an oversimplification, but let's go with it. You don't even need this music. You got this. So, tell us what you're thinking on your first line. Give us a couple different emotions, or one. Where are you going with this?
Like, I'm not annoyed per se, that's not the right word, but kind of like the music that Mozart was playing is just like crazy.
Because what were you talking about? Do you know what this was referencing? Well, like the style of music? It's very Mozartian. I don't believe it's a direct quote. Is it, Cody?
No.
No, but it's like very like Mozart
Might as well.
sonata. Okay?
Yeah.
You're playing Mozart! Okay? So as you said before, this is just a matter of fact and you're just practicing. Is that kind of where you're headed when you're just talking about it?
Yeah.
You're just telling a story, you're just talking. Okay? So let us know what you're going to say while you're practicing. Beginning. Okay. So you're playing your play. You're practicing. Show it here. How do you feel you're just you're getting frustrated? Breathe. Think of your tempo.
Oh, sorry, was crazy.
Cool. Is that
Fucking crazy.
hold on. I actually think you jumped like half a beat.
Okay.
Okay. Try it one more time, and I want you to breathe in. This is kind of silly, but try and breathe in the whole entrance. We're kind of forgetting about acting for a second. Okay, so you're going to breathe in that whole rest, or that whole measure before. I'd love to hear that lovely line.
Oh, thank you.
It was that nice run. Kick ass. Breathe in. Breathe in. Now go. Mozart was crazy.
Flat fucking crazy.
Breathe.
Bad shit I hear. This music's not crazy. It's balanced, it's slow.
Awesome. Is she breathing? No, she's not breathing. And so, how do we make it conversational but still breathe and support our sound? Okay? So we're going to point out, I'm going to breathe. We're just going to focus on breathing a little bit more. Just 2 bars before the entrance. Breathe, go.
Mozart was crazy.
Breathe.
Flat fucking crazy.
Breathe.
Bad shit I hear.
Breathe.
This music's not crazy. It's balanced, it's nimble, it's crystalline clear.
Breathe.
There's harmony, logic. You listen to beats. You don't hear what's down. Take this breath. Don't say. Sorry.
feel like you were legitimately taking all those breaths, especially at the beginning? Did it not sound better at the beginning? Okay, if you give your voice fuel with which to sing, it is easier. Okay? You weren't breathing that much before, right? So,
No, yeah, I could tell.
so here's the flip side of it. Do you want to display to everyone every single phrase? No, of course not. You want to make it about the acting as well. So I need you to figure out a way to infuse each of these breaths, making sure you're deliberately taking the breath, but having some emotional intent as well. Okay? Gotta have a plan. Let's see. Basically, it's like, how do you do it without making it a big deal? Okay, so I think at the beginning, like you said before, it's just kind of matter of fact. Okay, so you don't have to make a big deal of it, but you do have to get it done. Then when does it change? When does she start to change the story?
There's harmony and logic.
Yeah, starting to get into it more, and you're excited about it. There's harmony, logic, and you're getting excited, right? So let's go ahead and try one more time there. Let's see if you can allow yourself to breathe without making a big deal about it. Do you need to stand? Cool. So make it part of your story. Keep this. Oh my God.
Beginning.
I think that would be lovely. How do you feel about practicing? Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it sucks. Matter of fact.
Oh, sorry, was crazy.
Did you actually read?
No, I read
Yeah.
the wrong part.
It's okay. So, can you take that whole measure of breathe? But remember, it's not, how long is your measure that you're singing?
Not measured.
Yeah, it's not very long. So take your time to breathe, but you're not like doing take a breath. It's just an easy breath. Just make sure you breathe. Okay? No, just 2 bars before. Breathe.
Oh, sorry, was crazy.
Breathe. Get it out.
I'm fucking crazy. Bad shit I hear. This music's not crazy, it's balance, it's you.
See,
It's
hear it?
still not clear.
Oh, there it
There's harmony and logic, who leads you to these? You don't hear his dance, or his breaths, or his fingers. Just stand there, the floor, and put fingers on keys and everything else goes away.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Cool. So you got the balance. Okay, so now I love that you're taking the breath. Don't be too subtle at the beginning. You don't have a mic, and you need to get the words out. So you're taking this great inhalation in. Go ahead and match that by getting the sound out, right? Because that second time it was kind of soft. Yeah, we don't hear it then, right? So tell yourself from the get-go, make sure you breathe, and then get the fucking words out, okay? Because you want to make sure that everyone hears you swearing. This isn't like a real cathedral, but whatever. It's very religious. Enjoy it. Have fun.
The nuns would frown.
The nuns, they would frown, okay? And then here, so right before there's harmony logic, you start getting excited. Okay, when you're talking about his debts, that's a word that we don't want to say. Like breasts or something, I don't know. Debts, okay? His debts are disease, the bad stuff, okay? You're talking about that. Do any normal people nowadays have these things? Yes, of course. Okay, so you're talking about the bad things in life. And then the first time you sing the title of the song. So this breath here, before you sing, and everything else goes away, why don't you give that a chance to like emotionally shift, okay? So, that's going better. Let's go on. Now towards the end, what starts getting scary with it? What starts happening for you? What do you feel like is going on?
She's getting like a little bit more angry.
Getting kind of worked up. What does that happen to what goes on vocally?
Shifting from sort of like the lower voice, or not lower voice, but like
Yeah.
lower pitch to like higher.
Okay. Do you feel like that's easier, or like what's going on?
Just like trying to take it out of like the chest and trying to bring it upwards.
Okay. Is that scary?
Um,
It seems to be going pretty well.
yeah, I mean, I practice letting into it a little bit more, especially like trying the different types of upper registered stuff.
Okay. really good technique for that. So when I was kind of teasing her and making her like, breathe on every rest, you have to kind of plan when you're going to allow those breaths in emotionally and also vocally. So you don't have to like take a full-on breath at every single rest, of course. But if you don't breathe, what happens?
You run out of steam?
Yes, of course you run out of steam, but when a song like this, that it doesn't stop and it doesn't let go and it just keeps going higher and higher, emotionally, physically, vocally, everything, what happens to your voice if you don't take a second to like take those breaths and relax?
Just like...
It gets really tight, okay, right? I'm just all about that bomb now. Yay! Pass the muscle relaxant, for sure. Okay. So, we're gonna go through it once more. I feel like I'm kind of getting in your way. I want to go through it, and I'm gonna mark every time that you're actually breathing. Okay. So I just want you to think about it more, and thinking about breathing for technique, awesome. Breathing to put an emotional reason in it as well. Okay? I'm just gonna mark it. Okay. Well, actually, I don't know. Cancel? Anyone? I have one. Thank you. Awesome. That would be awesome. Mozart. We don't expect you to sing Mozart. Can you really just spit that word out? Just 2 bars before? Mozart. Mozart was crazy. Flat fucking crazy. Bad shit I hear. You thought? Just makes it so crazy. It's balanced, it's nimble, it's crystalline clear. There's harmony, logic, listen to these. Don't hear his dance or steps or disease. Scan through the sword and put fingers on keys. Title of the song is coming. Everything else goes away. Everything else goes away. You play till it's perfect. You play till you ache. You play till the strings or your fingers break. So right there beside him and get into rhythm. So you won't feel so sick. You won't look so pale. You got your ride when you're early in mid. So you're done with this school and with all of this shit. And you graduate early. Your bond is in May. And there's nothing your paranoid parents can say. And you know that it's just a sonata away. And you pray. Everything else goes away. Everything else goes away. Everything else goes away. Okay, so some thoughts, and I know we have to move on. So you're doing a good job. Well, okay, she's working on breathing now. What part is more successful, the inhale or the actual getting out the sound? Which one do you think she's putting more work into? I disagree. I feel like you're starting to breathe, okay, but then especially the initial sound, you're not actually switching the cycle. Because breathing is a cycle, right? We breathe in, there's sometimes like a suspension where you kind of hold it for like a millisecond, and then you gotta get rid of the air. I feel like so often you're breathing quite late, okay? And maybe it's because you're not used to working with the accompanist, but like, you'll notice like, she's not giving herself enough prep time to actually start the sound. Okay, can we do just a little bit of, and we're just about done with this torture. So even on the second page, flat fucking crazy, that shit I hear, but it's music's not okay, so you need to maybe either breathe earlier or think of making the sound earlier, starting that cycle earlier. So I love, I've used this analogy several times today. I love this one. Professor Gayer used this last year, but he talked about like your voice being like huskies, like sled dogs, okay, and they want to run. Yours are like in the kennel, they're like, no. yes, okay? If you didn't notice, it's work, okay? So ready? Go ahead, just right under entrance.
Like,
With your energy, I'm hoping that you using the energy in your body will go ahead and I'll make it so you get some things. I'm hoping that you using the energy in your body will hook up the sound. Okay. Ready?
oh, sorry.
I know, right?
Slap the
Yeah!
that shit.
Woo!
This music's so crazy. It's fast, it's simple, it's crystalline clear. There's harmony, logic, you listen to these.
Right?
Don't hear mistakes, who's dance for to
Thank you, is it better?
do the score and put fingers on keys and you play.
Keep going.
And everything else goes away. Everything else goes away.
Okay. Tell me how different that felt.
Strangest
Strangest
thing I've done today.
Okay, so this is the whole issue with you right now. Yes, okay, we gotta work on emotion. Is getting the coordination of the breath cycle. Okay, we have to breathe in, and then we have to use that air. Sometimes you're a little delayed with all that, and then I'm asking you to breathe in, and when you have to sing, you're not quite ready. So I would mess around with this and just plan your breaths a little earlier, plan what that does for the acting, and then when it's time to sing, just fucking sing. Okay? I'll stop. What do you have?
He doesn't and
Oh.
my part.
Excellent. Yay, nice job. Okay, oh wait. Does everyone know Spamalot?
Oh.
Just too loud.
There's some humor.
I'm gonna keep this.
Sophie Ham, I'm going to be I'll be serious. Hello, I'm Sophie Ham, and I'm going to be singing Diva's Lament or Whatever Happened to My Part from Spamalot. Refresh
Because it's typically done, not always, but it's often done in like a character voice. So it's dangerous if that's like the only thing they're going to hear. I notice you're not doing a character voice, you're not doing a British accent or anything like that. Cool, I support these choices. Tell me your challenges. What's hard about this song for you?
Okay, so this song kind of goes everywhere. It's not that it doesn't go like super high, but it messes with my like head voice. And then I also have like some low notes, especially towards the beginning, where it's like, so it's definitely changing registers all the time.
Yes.
I'm trying to say my vocal words correctly.
Yeah.
But it's just like switching all over the place, and so trying to make those not so separate, make those not sound so different all the time.
Do you have a plan, a registration plan?
Oh, like, you're asking me, I thought you were asking the crowd.
Do you have a registration plan?
Like, yeah. Yes.
There are a couple,
Like,
and there are a couple choices. You notice how she switched in the head voice at the end, right?
Yeah, that was
Those are planned, and there are a lot of things that are stylistically like done. Stylistically done. I mean, with this.
Yeah, and so there is a plan.
A general plan.
Yes, a general plan. It's also just how it comfortably comes out.
So, okay, I would suggest highly having, not a weird, like, nitpicky every single note plan, but if you have a passage where you're like, this is sometimes weird,
Right.
have like a best case scenario plan, and then have a plan B. Sometimes I know, particularly in songs like this, or even in my own breath,
Yeah.
like, if you're not warmed up yet,
Yeah.
if you're a little tired or allergy laden, or your back is really weird and you can't breathe, and your voice feels like it's right here.
Right.
Yeah, those things.
Yeah.
You have to have a plan B because your voice might not go where you normally have it go.
Right. Yeah.
So-
and a lot of this was the plan B that isn't like 100% planned
Yeah.
out yet.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But these are good things to consider, and that's part of your process in your terms of memorization,
Right.
in your terms of like any acting prep you do. Go ahead and throw in a couple technical things with it as well.
Right.
Okay. But I liked in general what you were doing.
Good.
Bravo. So registration. What else? Registration. Have a plan.
I think for like performing in general, something because like I've practiced this a lot, but then getting up in front of people, there's like the breathing thing that like I can breathe, but in front of people I can't always breathe. And so there's like just the being in performance mode of making sure like I don't get nervous and forget to breathe, and then resort back to like old habits. Kind
Of
of
course.
thing. So there's that, and then.
That's a lot right there.
Great.
So, okay, how do we, performance anxiety. This happens for everyone. It is a physiological response. Your body it is life or death, okay, fight or flight to your body. It's the same thing. So, it's hard to stimulate that without actually like pulling in random people from the street. I mean, those are hard situations to create, right? And there's nothing like singing in front of your peers. Nothing quite in the world like it, okay? So you can't necessarily recreate this experience all the time, but you can sometimes give your body those cues. I highly suggest at least starting on, well, floor 1 maybe, but maybe floor 4 or 5, running your butt up the stairs. I gotta get away from the profanity. It like opened a floodgate. I'm going somewhere else. But anyway, so start, at least get 4 or 5 flights of stairs, then sing. And then you'll have that security knowing what it feels like to be like, and you can do it, okay? I'm totally serious.
Yes. No.
Jumping jacks, getting your body in that stair mode, okay? So dealing with that breath, where do you feel the breath kind of going? I can tell you, I want to hear what you say. I also want to tell you what I saw.
Oh, great. Okay, so I'm not sure if I have like the smartest answer for that, but it
It's
feels
your
like
feeling.
it feels like everything's up here, and like instead of taking a deep breath, it's like let me just breathe to
Clavicular.
let me breathe because if I don't, I'll die. Not like let me breathe so I can sing the note. It's more like let me breathe because I'm literally out of breath. And
So when you're feeling that way, and P.S. it happens to all of us, where are places you can think of expanding that inhalation? Where do you go for it?
I mean, I should be like trying to take a deep breath and like doing all the normal
What did
singing
Kristen
thing of like.
Chenoweth said, sing what, you know those.
Sing what
you
you're
know. Yeah. Breathe through or from or sing from your, yeah.
Right.
Okay, but where are you thinking of expanding?
Well, I mean, the normal like voice area where you're like trying.
That's
you're
very
diaphragm.
nebulous. Don't say diaphragm.
Okay,
Do not say
I
diaphragm.
don't know. I wouldn't know what you have to say because obviously I'm not.
I mean, do you have absolute control over your diaphragm? So we don't have complete control over our diaphragm, which is a good thing because as soon as you fell asleep and forgot about breathing, you would die. So different places you can think about deliberately expanding. Some people talk about like a belly breath and letting their abs go. Oh, P.S. One or all of these things might work for one of you at different times in your life. Okay, there's no like one size fits all. Okay, there are a few things like that, but with breathing, you might need different things at different times, but for a different song or a different approach. Okay, so different ways we can feel that inhale. Belly breath. Okay, I'm not talking about like pushing your stomach out, but letting those muscles release, right? These are things we've heard before, right? Okay, cool. Where else can you expand? What other places have you heard about expanding for your inhalation? Don't say diaphragm.
No, but now I'm like horribly, no, I'm horribly embarrassed because I did sit through your other studio, like where you talked about,
I felt like
you talked about breathing into and you named all the places and said like, don't say diaphragm, and so I know that there are other places. I don't know, like, how about, is there anything up here that?
So in general, so if you think about the natural action of your ribs, go ahead, everyone put your hands on your rib cage up kind of high, right? Okay, and then breathe in. You'll feel them, they go kind of like this. They expand out almost like their wings. You may not feel a lot of action this way, but you'll feel movement this way. Yeah, that's the natural action of singing. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Singing, we do an extra step, but we're not going to talk about that right this second. So, go ahead. Imagine expanding. Yeah, and so you may or may not have a lot of flexibility through your intercostals, those muscles in between your rib cage. Okay? Here, go ahead and put your hands right here. I can move a lot, okay? Yes. When I first started school and singing, I was like, ugh. And my shoulders would go up really high, and my teacher's like, I don't know what's wrong with you. You may mention that. So another place you can think of expanding is into your back. You will not feel a big action, okay? But visualizing like right where your hands are, the breath kind of going back onto there is another helpful place. You can try one or all of these things, okay? If you never allow any expansion through there and you're always like up through here, that makes this really, really tight and you will not feel grounded. So, which one of these ways of breathing or thinking of the more deliberate expansion feels more accessible to you?
Well, the rib cage thing and what we've just been like focusing on as
Too bad I don't have my coat. Does anyone remember the belt?
Yeah.
Please.
I've seen it done.
Okay, so you don't have to be that dramatic. You can overdo that muscular reaction, okay?
Yeah.
But if you can think of a little expansion, maybe even 3D all the way around, or like, let's pretend you're wearing, I don't know, a strapless gown that's maybe size or 3 too big, and you're like,
Oh, yeah.
trying to keep it on.
That's the worst.
Yeah, right? Okay, so playing around with that, okay? So let's go, where do you feel like, oh my God, I'm dying, I'm running out of breath?
I might as well go to the pub.
Fabulous. Okay, so you're just going to be a little more deliberate about thinking of that expansion, okay?
I might as well go to the pub. We've been out searching for a shopping for a bush, but they can kiss my tush. Seems to me that they've really lost the plot. Whatever happened to I'll call my agent date. Whatever happened to not yours, but
Where do you feel her body, or where do you see her body collapsing as she's singing and running out of air? Huh? Here? You can mimic it. Yeah. So, yes, there's only so much space in there, and as the air is coming out, right? And your natural tendency, and you're pretty narrow through here. And your natural tendency, you're kind of like, as you run out of air, I want you to see if you can fight that and keep try and stay a little more compounded and wide, like right through here. And you don't have to overdo it. We're not like,
Yeah, right.
okay, but see if you can give me a little width through here.
What happened to my, call my agent there.
Yeah, so go ahead, you're gonna expand through there, and you're gonna think of mimicking wide, almost like a shelf right here.
Whatever happened to how come my agent did it? Whatever happened to not yours, but mine.
Scary, and sometimes you're doing too much. And of course, we don't want to see her technique, right? You don't want to see someone up there going, lift my soft palate. You don't want to see that, right? So you have to figure out a way to, as you're singing, you have to kind of zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out, and think of these things, but putting your main focus to the audience on the emotion. You do have to think of technique while you sing.
Right.
Okay, but you don't have to think of it every single second. The great news, my friends, is if you keep practicing every day with these things in mind, it's there for you automatically. It only takes like a little reminder. Because I'm not thinking of technique every second when I sing. Definitely not. No way.
Right.
I think of it like, seriously, like maybe every 8 thoughts I have. It's like, oh, technique. Okay? So I want you to go back through this song and go through and it's almost like a rope. If you think of like a rope that has many, I've used this analogy before, sorry. If you think of like a rope that has many different strands, what are different things we can think of in our song? We can think of where to breathe, registration, we can think of those acting choices, we can think of posture, we can think, oh God, that so-and-so's looking at me. You know, we can think so many things, okay? But the more of these things that you put together in your memorization, the stronger it will be. The more strands in a rope, the stronger that rope is.
Great.
Okay, but the thing is, you can't think of all of them at once. So if you plan it out now and work through it, and that way it'll be much easier. So go back through your song and give your plan, an ideal plan. In an ideal world, I will belt this note. But if I'm feeling crappy or nervous, it's okay if I do this.
Right.
Right? Okay, so go back through with your plan. You don't have to think of every single breath. But a couple of them might be a good idea. And then if you catch yourself every once in a while and you're practicing, kind of going like this, you don't have to think the exact opposite, right? But see if you can find the middle ground. Okay? How are we doing on time? You're like, get out. This is really lovely. So I love what you're doing and I love the choices. I was really curious to see what you were doing with it. You just need to refine it a little bit more and then you can trust yourself and go even more for the acting. It's really great.
Great.
Yay! Yay! Are you singing something classical? I mean, we're gonna go a little over. Sorry. If you really need to know, it's okay. Sorry.
She's not. So now she's laying it on really thick and saying, like, oh, I'm going to go meet my lover, and she like knows he's listening totally. And so when I first read the like lyrics and translation, I was like, wow, this is like really sappy, but it's not. She's like trying to make him jealous.
She's just twisting the knife. In this opera, I get to play a teenage boy. Good times. So we're not actually going to talk about any of the acting right now. Do you guys ever talk about tongue tension in your lessons? Oh, what has been your possible solutions for it?
Like kind of think of my tongue being like really like flat or wide.
Yeah. Okay. Do you do like tongue fatigue exercises?
No.
Oh, super fun. Dang. Is your general mode, like, are you trying to make the tip of your tongue fatigue? Like at the base of your teeth?
We talk about more about jaw tension too. So
Okay.
That's
They go together, don't they? Totally. I mean, tongue, jaw, larynx. Hey. Okay, so a couple thoughts on this. I actually feel like you're working too hard to keep your tongue, like, at the front of your mouth. And so I want to try a couple different things. And yes, these are things we can all use. If you've ever had jaw tension or tension in your life or a hard time getting certain words out, this is for you. Okay, so, gonna be kind of silly, but do you want to do the aria or the recit? What do you think?
I got this a week ago, so I don't know.
She was like, P.S. recit, that beginning stuff that's like half talking, half singing. I took one class I had at Northwestern was just on recit. Hardest class ever. So when you get an aria like this, or a song like this that has that intro part, and you're like, I'll learn that later, look at it first, it's hard, okay? Sweet, so we'll skip that. Let's go ahead and go to the aria, okay? Ben, do you have any sanitizer, or like, you can actually like hold on to your tongue, okay? We're not gonna do that at the moment. You're gonna sing a line with your tongue sticking out kind of far, okay? You've never done any of this? Oh, I'm calling class. Okay, so, guys, it's gonna sound ridiculous, okay? Just stick your tongue all the way out. I wanna see what that does, and then we're gonna try a different thing if that doesn't work, okay?
Alright.
Bring it down. Okay. See how it's like, no. Keep going. this. So I just want to take your thumb, go to the base of your toenail, and you can kind of like dig up in there. Do you feel anything?
Yeah, I've done this.
You've heard of this?
Yeah.
Okay. That's one way you can kind of mess around with that. Another thing, be careful with your larynx, but you can kind of push up in here and try and stretch your larynx out. Are these things you're familiar with? You're like, been there, done that. Okay. Have you ever, well, go ahead now. We're going to do another like tongue stretch. We're trying to loosen up the root of the tongue. Okay. You're going to take your tongue and like suck it to the roof of your mouth. Have you done that? So get it up. You're going to pull the bottom of it. You'll feel that. Yeah, you're like, oh! Yeah? And I'm like, great, okay? So, these are all things of tongue fatigue exercises. We're trying to actually get your tongue muscles so tired that it just gets out of the way, okay? Okay, try it one more time. Just do the first 2 phrases with your tongue sticking out, okay? As far as you can. Ah! And it's going to pull your soft palate down and everything is going to sound stupid, okay? Just go, let's walk around. I do this in my car, I'm driving, I'm like, I sing for a living. Okay, so, more. You probably feel that muscle. Now I'm not saying your first phrase before it's normal though. Go. Try now, this is kind of weird, class was talking about your tongue being really kind of flat. I want you to actually allow it. Imagine it's okay if it comes back in your mouth almost. Where are you thinking of your space or your placement?
Like up and
Cool,
over.
keep that. But almost like you're not even really thinking of it, it's just like, I'm just thinking of my space, like 50% of what you were trying to do before. And imagine actually letting your tongue chill back a little bit. Just easy, okay? So whatever. Start at the beginning, breathe in and go. It's closer. So I'm not sure if it's all tongue tension, okay? Let's actually mess around with, let's alternate. We're gonna keep going. I'll start right where we started, and you're gonna do a phrase with your tongue sticking out, and then you're gonna do a phrase normal, okay? I'm gonna play. And no, I'm giving you too many things to do. Okay, go ahead. And begin. I'm actually saying the words, okay? But in speaking range, doing it lower and then transitioning up high. I feel right now doing the tongue fatigue exercises up in the octave is totally ruining your life. It's hard for you to keep your space. I almost had this out in my mind. It's not quite there. Can you? So go ahead and speak the first line for everyone with your tongue sticking out. No, it's just like nasty. Nasty. Do it in front of the mirror and you will see your it's not going to sound like anything. Okay, that's the point, okay? I know, it's terrible. Cool. Now, do you feel anything happening in here? Do you feel like tired?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. So now go ahead and do the phrase again. Normal. One request. See if you can think a little bit more of the direction of the phrase. Okay? And I don't care about the vowels. Seriously, the vowels of space, sloppy, don't care. I want you to think about the air and the direction. Okay? Actually, I like this analogy. I've been using it lately. Can you think of your air being like hummingbird wings? Sure. Okay? Breath. feel like it's great. I feel like your exhale or your singing could be a little more energized, okay? God, like, these words are like, what? I mean, talking about picking flowers, like, that is like, you guys, really. Okay, that's what it's about. So, let's be kind of silly, and do you ever move while you're practicing? Never? So this is your whole instrument, right? And I want you to like, let's see if we can get some energy going in this thing. So let's play this. You're just gonna like bounce your toes lightly, either that or you can do like swans. Your toes. You know what I'm talking about. Right? Okay. What's your favorite part of the song? Let's go to it. Beginning! Okay? So anytime you're singing, you're gonna be moving. Either your hands, your legs, jumping jacks, I don't care, whatever. And my hope is that it'll get your breath going a little bit more. Yeah.
Sounds good.
This is your breath. Your breath is always doing something, okay? All right. Let's keep going. I want you to think of your breath moving. Hello, that's hot. Okay, so other than ridiculous and making you self-conscious, how does this moving feel? Do you feel any more connected to the rest of your body?
So
Yes, okay. So singing, as I mentioned before, is of course work. We all know that, right? But we can't just put all that work right here. We have to distribute it to the rest of our body and support that energy with the rest of our body. So I want you to practice this, giving yourself permission to move around and then alternating, doing a couple of phrases where you do move and then where you don't. Because you guys, you know, of course, you can't be in your juries like, people still do that, okay? Because you practice this way, and that's so great. You have to work it out too, okay? Try some phrases with that. So let's play around too with, you can, just like, just push me over, okay? Go ahead, my hand, and I want you to give me more energy for your top note, okay? So imagine pushing me over with your body, not your throat, okay? My hand. Don't need that breath. You don't really need it. Try this phrase. Just go. Do you ever mess around? Okay. See, you totally didn't need that breath. It sounds too fussy. I think it's, if anything, it's a catch breath. to get static or like, right? You have to visualize that movement or energy within the breath. Cool. This is lovely. It already sounds better, right? Bravo. Yay.